Get ready for a spring teaser and a big jump in temperatures. We're talking a mild weekend across Central Oregon, but first we have to get out of this unsettled weather pattern. That's right, we are in a break between systems, not quite done yet. Hey everyone, I am Darrell Winninger, Chief Meteorologist at Central Oregon Daily News, and we're about to take a deep dive into your most reliable forecast. Now, through the last couple of days, we've been getting wetter. We've had gusty winds yesterday and even some mountain snow. We're talking between 4 and 9 inches of snow through the Cascades. We're going to have those numbers and all the details of what has already happened coming up through the next several minutes. And we're going to talk about the shift in the weather pattern, how we get out of this unsettled pattern and into sunshine under a broad ridge of high pressure. So let's start off with where we're sitting right here and right now. Across the high desert, we have tons of sunshine, some clouds, and still a little bit of cover and some light flurry activity, some precipitation over the Cascades. And ultimately, we are in that break between systems. But when we go ahead and take a look at the big picture, this unsettled weather pattern isn't quite over just yet. There is a broad ridge of high pressure out over the Pacific Ocean, and that is ridging into the Pacific Northwest right along the coastline. But look back behind that. There's one more wave of moisture just offshore. That cold front is already fizzling out. Behind that, a warm front that pushes through. The tail end of it pushes through early tomorrow. And on the backside of that, another cold front. So we're still a little bit in it. We're not quite done with this precipitation that has been off and on. But as of right now, we have dry roads and shadows on the ground at each one of these locations for the most part. That's indicative of the sunshine that we have been seeing. Now, when it comes to cameras in our passes, we do have some wet roads. We've still been getting a little bit more precipitation, and we're just not quite done with it yet. And so ultimately, when we look at snow totals here in the last 48 hours, most of the snow has been in the highest elevations, and there are some corrected numbers there. So let's go ahead and look at it a little bit closer. Ultimately, in the last 24 hours, the radar-derived snow total shows 6 inches through Santiam Pass, and at Hoodoo, it was 6 inches, pulling us up to 26 inches. It also shows that in the last 24 hours, we've had 6.5 inches at Bachelor. It's a little bit higher in elevation, and this product, the derivative product, has trouble really focusing on the steep elevation changes, so around mountains. And in the report that I'm about to show you, you'll see that we've got 9 inches in the last 24 hours, bringing Bachelor up to 50 inches. In fact, in the last 48 hours at Bachelor, it's actually been 12 inches. So much needed snowfall through the Cascades. And ultimately, we are looking at this system being wrapped up. So we're up to just over 2 feet at Hoodoo at the base. Bachelor, it has 50 inches, 70 inches at Timberline, and 52 inches at Meadows. Now, when it comes to our powder prognosis, we're not looking at much here through the overnight hours, less than an inch expected, even at the highest elevations. And then through the day tomorrow, it looks like more snow showers are going to be possible. That's because these back-to-back fronts aren't over yet. Here's what I'm talking about. Our forecast model shows that as of this afternoon, still a few flurries through the Cascades, but we've been getting the clearing. Winds are a little breezy for parts of the Tri-County area. And through the first half of tonight, we stay mostly clear to partly cloudy. Watch what happens. By the AM, increasing clouds are expected. Some light snow showers are going to be possible, and we still have this chance of sprinkles and flurries through Friday night. After that, there's going to be a huge shift in our weather pattern. That's when a ridge of high pressure really starts to build into the region. Saturday brings tons of sunshine. That sunshine takes us all the way into Sunday. So right now, the satellite and radar shows that we are mostly clear across the high desert. We still have a little bit of precipitation lingering through the Pacific Northwest, and that high pressure starting to build into the region. That's why we've gotten this gorgeous break between systems, but it's still cool during our break between systems. Further out over the Pacific Ocean, we can see our high pressure, and we have really tightly stacked isobars, those lines, those equal lines of pressure. And when we have this type of steep gradient, it means it's gusty there. And there's another low further out over the Gulf of Alaska. That low is going to bring us a warm front, then a cold front after this wave of moisture pushes through during the early morning hours. So right now we have dry air when we look at water vapor imagery, and there's just no precipitation in sight until you hit the Cascades, and it's very light up there. Meanwhile, relative humidity is moderate to little high in some locations. We're up at 69% humidity in La Pine and 66% humidity in Sisters, but that's still pretty moderate. Now, in the last 24 hours, we've topped out in the 40s for most, with a few 50s on the map, and right now that's where we're sitting, 40s, with a few 50s and 39 degrees in La Pine. That actually puts us between 1 degree cooler and 5 degrees warmer than we were just 24 hours ago, and these changes aren't quite done. So as we go forward, we're actually looking at temperatures picking up even more through the day tomorrow. And with that bump in temperatures, it's still going to be a little damp. We're still looking at some sprinkles and some flurries, winds still getting breezy at times. But look at this, through the day tomorrow, we start off with some of those flurries, and then it's just going to be partly cloudy. A few sprinkles through the afternoon. It's really not going to be widespread torrential downpour or anything like that. Friday is not going to be a washout. I know Friday is First Friday, but it looks pretty good. Maybe grab a jacket because it is going to be a little cool, and we are looking at a few sprinkles. But for the most part, between now and Sunday at 11 p.m., we're only getting some light showers, rain and snow. Meanwhile, when we look at that temperature trend, we've truly got roller coaster temperatures. We start to rebound Friday, peak with our warming trend. Saturday, it's just going to be gorgeous. By Sunday, still in the 60s with some 50s as clouds start to roll into the high desert. Then it gets cooler. Then it gets wetter. Then it gets breezy. And our forecast model helps to paint that picture of exactly what is going to be happening with those changes to our weather pattern. So here, through the overnight hours, more clouds roll into the high desert. We catch some of those light rain becoming snow showers, just not much in the way of totals at all, not even in the Cascades. Through Friday, more off and on sprinkles are going to be possible, but watch this. By Saturday, sunshine. That sunshine stays with us to start the day on Sunday, then increasing clouds, and our next chance of rain holds off until Monday. Some showers, rain and snow. By Tuesday, some showers still possible. So we're going to look at a long-range forecast model. This is the GFS. It's run by the National Weather Service, but we're going to go ahead and go out a little bit further, start on Monday. That's when we're looking at some rain and snow showers, really sprinkles and flurries. The same thing happens Tuesday, and by Wednesday, it's going to get a little wetter, but most of that most of that is just going to be mountain snow. So we're still going to be tracking that, but for the most part, it doesn't look promising. Just some showers, a little bit of snow in the mountains. And even looking at a different forecast model, that just shows lower chances of precipitation. So really, through the next several days, we're just looking at those showers possible on Friday. And then by Saturday and Sunday, that's when we get our sunshine. And with that sunshine, we are looking at temperatures that are just going to be much more mild. And by the time we get to next week, we could get a little bit of mountain snow. Cumulative totals are going to be a little higher, but really it's just going to be very hit and miss when we're getting some of those accumulating snow showers. So wind gusts today, those gusts right now between 15 and 25 miles per hour. We could call it gusty at times, yeah, sure. But out of the north and northwest, actual wind speeds more like 5 to 15, actually more like 10 to 15 miles per hour. And it has been breezy. And we're going to start to see that taper off here through tonight, coming back to a gentle breeze. Then a light breeze Friday, a light breeze Saturday, and Saturday is when we're bringing the sunshine and those mild temperatures. So for tonight, temperatures bottom out in the 20s with a few 30s on the map. Most of us get below freezing, just not quite everybody. And by Friday, 40s and 50s. Some showers are still expected. Winds are still going to be breezy at times. This is that last week system rolling through before high pressure brings us the sunshine and the warming and the 60s and the light breeze until we get to Sunday and Monday. Wind speeds pick up, rain chances turn back on, and through the rest of our 7-day planner, rain and snow showers possible. Periods of clearing expected, but much cooler with temperatures mostly in the 40s, some 50s by Wednesday, then we cool back down again on Thursday. Don't forget, on Saturday night going into Sunday, early Sunday morning is when daylight saving time begins. So we're going to spring forward, and other than that, we're looking at 30s and some 20s for lows. So a quick look at your weather headlines for this Thursday, March the 5th, and we got some slick AM roads expected tonight and tomorrow night. A sun cloud mixture is on the way with some showers Friday, but then sunshine. And that big weekend warming trend, it's going to be awesome. And as of right now, we don't have much in the way of cloud cover. We definitely don't have any precipitation in sight. And ultimately, as we go forward, we are going to be seeing some of those changes. So that is the latest in weather. Join us tonight on Central Oregon Daily News. We'll have the latest headlines and your most reliable forecast. See you then.